Baruch Hashem Rabbi Isai, we're starting the second parak of Kiddushin, Haish Mekadesh. So the Gemara says it's also for a person to marry a wife without seeing her before, because maybe her appearance will be bothering him, and that's not nice to do to her, so he's over and ve'ahavta l'reacha kamoicha. So therefore, if he can do it on his own, he's not supposed to send a shliach to do Kiddushin for him. A woman doesn't have this problem, because we're not worried that she's going to see something in his appearance that will bother her, because a lady is happy with whatever appearance her husband has. As long as she decided to marry him, she's happy. Now, still the Mishnah says that she should get married on her own. It's better than doing it with a shliach, because there's a halacha that when you can do something on your own, a mitzvah, you should do it on your own. Because when you do it on your own, you get more reward, because it's better when you're involved your body in the mitzvah. There's in a concept of mitzvah, it's better to do it on your own than to do it with a shliach. Hashem is happier this way, that you involving yourself in the mitzvah. Like we see Amoraim also involve themselves and doing a mitzvah on their own, preparing for Shabbos. We see the Amoraim involved themselves in preparing something for Shabbos, even though they had servants and they were busy people. They did mitzvahs on their own. Another thing in the Mishnah, it says a father can receive Kiddushin for his daughter either on his own or with a shliach, and it uses the daughter being a nailo. So from here we learn, even though the father is able to marry off his daughter when she's under 12, but he should wait until she's a nailo, she's 12, she's old enough to say, I want to marry a certain person, and only then marry her off. Again, Taisa speaks out that if there's a reason to say not, if there's a reason that we have to make it earlier because he may not be able to do it later, so then he's allowed to marry her off, even when she is a ketana. Now we're going to the next topic of this coming few dapim, which is shlichus. So how do we know shlichus? So it says by gitin, it says the word vesholach, it really says veshilcha. So we take the vesholach from the word and we say that means that a man can do a shlichus by get. From the extra hey veshilcha, we learned that the woman can do a shliach, and from the fact that Torah says the word veshilcha twice, we learned that a shliach can make a shliach, can appoint another shliach. So that's how we know in gitin. How do we know it in Kiddushin? There's a hekesh, v'yotza v'hoisa, whatever is in Gittin is in Kiddushin, and the other way around. So the same way that you can make a shliach in Get, you can make a shliach in Kiddushin. Now, the Torah says also that you can make a shliach by kochim. By korbanos, you can make a shliach, and the Gemara in this Amud learns it from, in this daf, learns it from, it says by korban Pesach, v'shochatu oisoy kol kehal hadas Yisrael ben arbaim. So one person shechts for others, you see that you can make a shliach to do shchita for you. Okay. So that's how we know in Kochim. The Gemara says it from together, from Kochim and from Gitin, I can know also Truma. So the question is, if I can also Truma, why does the Torah write specifically in Truma Gam Atem? So the answer is that I would think, so there's two answers. One answer is that it comes to exclude a goy. And that goes according to the Shita that the goy can give his own Truma. So if he can give his own truma, I would think to say he can be a shliach for a Jew. So we need to exclude that he can't be a shliach. Now, but there's an opinion that the goy can't give his own truma. So therefore, he for sure can't be a shliach. So we need to say a pasuk in truma the gamatem, because I would think to say that in truma you can't have a shliach. Why? Because the pasuk says atem, and the word atem comes to exclude that you have to be yourself giving truma, not your worker, not your partner, not an apotroipus of Yasoimim, unless he makes truma on whatever they're eating, that he's supposed to do, as we saw in the Gemara and Gittin. But to give truma on everything that grew this year, an apotroipus doesn't have permission. So I would think that also you can do a shliach. That's why the Torah needs to write specifically that you could make a shliach by truma also. Now, when a person is a shliach by truma, what does he give? So if he knows what the person who sent him usually give, so he should give what the person who appointed him to be a shliach to take a truma usually gives. But if he doesn't know what he gives, so he gives beinonis, which is 2%, 1 out of 50. But if he gave 1 out of 40 or 1 out of 60, because he thought that that's what the person would want to give, so the halacha is that it's also okay, because he tells him that's what I thought, and the person can't say it's not what I meant. Okay, one short point about Yom Kippur. We're going into Yom Kippur soon. So tshuva is realizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not against us. Hashem wants us to have the best life possible, and He gives us the best eitzos. The Torah is the best advice. Zohar HaKadosh calls it eitzah. It's advice how to live life the best way. And we realize, Ribono Shel Olam, we're coming back. We're saying, Hashem, this year I made a mistake. I made a few mistakes. I made many mistakes. I didn't listen to you. I didn't listen to you in certain things. And Rebbeinu Shel Olam, it was a mistake. I realize now that you want the best for me. You want me to succeed in life. You want me to have a good, happy life. So I want to come back to you. You want me to have a good olam haba. You want it to be good for me. So I want to come back. I regret all the bad things I did against your will. And I want to, from now on, to do only what you want me to do. So Hashem says, oh, you want to come back? That's why I made Yom Kippur. And Yom Kippur, I'm going to take you. I'm going to clean you. And after Yom Kippur, we leave like new people. We have to believe. It says if a person doesn't believe in the kapara of Yom Kippur, he doesn't get it. So we have to believe that after Yom Kippur, we weigh a few tons less than what we weighed before. All the averos are off. And that's how we're going happy into Sukkot, the Zman Simchaseinu. We should all be zoiche tagmar chasima toivo, and a very happy Sukkot, and a happy year, and happy life, with seeing the Yeshua of Klal Yisrael in personal Yeshuas, in brachos, whatever we all need. Call to.